Hey, thank you.
Hello. Whoa, that went quick. We're really happy to have you all here. And I must say, for the record, this is the most talent-packed the studio has ever been. Not to mention that this is the most people we've ever had in this studio.
And you love it being in there with all those
I
men.
love it. I'm in heaven. Just to get things started off on the right foot, let's do something quickly here. Let's have a roll call, and then everybody can identify the instrument they play in the group Mr. Mister.
All right, Brenda, I'm Steve George, and I play keyboards, a little saxophone, and I do some singing, too. How about that?
Whoa.
I'm Richard Page. I sing and I play bass.
I'm Pat Mastelotto, and I play the drums.
I'm Steve Ferris. I play guitar.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Everyone we talk to tonight will be receiving a Mr. Mister tour T-shirt and an autographed copy of Mr. Mister's newest album, Go On. That's courtesy of RCA Records. Now, that's so new, it won't even be in the stores for another, week and a half? Let's say around August 29th. But in just a little while, we'll be presenting the world premiere of the first single from Go On, so stay right here for that. And now, Shadow, let's get to the phones.
All right, let's do it. First up is David, listening to us in Montgomery, Alabama on Y102. Go ahead, David. You're on with Richard and Pat and a couple of Steves here.
Hello, Mr. Mister. How you doing?
Good, David. How are you?
I'm fine. Yes, I was wondering, how did you get together, and how did you choose the name Mr. Mister?
Funny you should ask, David. By the way, I used to live in Montgomery, Alabama.
That's Richard, by the way.
How is it down there?
It's hot.
Yeah. How did we get together? Steve George and myself had been playing in a band called Pages. We had 3 records out. We decided we wanted to start something new, and we started to audition players. We found Steve Ferris right away. He was the guitar player that we listened to first, and we liked him a lot. And he joined up.
I've changed all that since, but...
And then we found Pat, and Pat was the drummer we were looking for, and I don't know, how did we get the name?
I think that was the name of Pat's dog, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, the name has no significance, really. It's just happens to be our little moniker.
There was an interesting sidebar to how you became a bass player for the band, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just going to sing. I was going to play little keyboards, and we were looking for a bass player, and I guess we couldn't find one. And I started playing in a rehearsal, and everybody pointed and said, "Why don't you be the bass player?" And I said, "Well, I never thought about it."
I thought there was a situation where you had another guy who was auditioning.
Right, yeah, another guy was supposed to come, and he had dental work, and he couldn't make it or something. So.
That's what I wanted to know. All right.
He's happy about those cavities now.
He's got good teeth, anyway.
Okay, let's go to Wausau, Wisconsin. Listening to FM 95. It's Tom. You're on the Hitline with Mr. Mister tonight.
Mr. Mister, you guys are great.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
I tell you, Steve George, you got to be the best keyboard player.
Oh, come on now.
Well, we like to think so, too.
Well, I appreciate that.
I've got a couple questions for you tonight.
Sure.
How did it come about that Is It Love got on the Stakeout movie soundtrack?
That's a good question.
We should talk to our manager. We from time to time, we see films, and this one sort of was one we liked, and we had an offer to put that song in, and we said, yeah, okay. So as it turned out, I guess the movie's becoming a big hit.
What was the second part to your question?
I play keyboards and electric guitar in a group, and I was wondering if Steve George and Steve Ferris have any tips on what I should do, like, after high school.
Watch a lot of television. I don't know. I don't know. It's just keep at it. I mean, there's really no rules. Everybody does well from different situations, but the important thing is just to persist and keep trying.
Yeah, if you've got other musician friends that want to form a band or something, just get in a band and start playing, and you can really learn from that.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot for the call. We're going to be right back with more of your calls for Mr. Mister and the world premiere of their next hit.
Number 1 hit connection, 92 Pro FM. This is Hitline USA. I'm Brenda Ross, and I think this is just my style. Me and 5 of the most talented men in show business, my goodness. Starting, of course, with my illustrious partner, Shadow P. Stevens.
And
You're
the
trying to
4
bust
members
me, Shadow.
of Mr. Mister. Richard Page is here, Steve Ferris, Steve George, and Pat Mastelotto. Now, in just a few minutes, we'll be debuting the first song from Mr. Mister's upcoming album, Go On. Right now, we got to get back on the telephones here on the Hitline. We've got Henry in Toledo listening to 92.5 WMHE. Go ahead, Henry. You're on.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Henry.
First, I'd like to say you guys are terrific, and I hope you keep on going forever.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
I would like to know what kind of musical training did all of you go through?
We all had pretty different approaches. I started playing in bands when I was pretty young. I didn't really have a lot of formal training. This is Steve George, by the way. But I really learned a lot in high school from my high school band teacher, if you can believe that.
What?
I mean, that's a first.
Really?
He was
He's a genius.
he really knew what he was doing, and he taught me a lot of theory and stuff. Yeah, I know you guys are all looking at me like this.
No, I'm sure he was real talented, man.
But actually, the most experience I got playing was just playing in a band and just playing as much as I could.
My parents taught me how to read music when I was a kid. This is Richard. They're both choir directors, and they are both musicians, so I kind of got into it by default. I didn't really have a choice, so I just learned from there and got in bands when I was young. Steve and I played in bands when we were just out of high school, and so I really didn't do anything else.
This is Pat. I'm just self-taught. Just joined a band in junior high and kept on going.
This is Steve Ferris. I mainly self-taught, lessons off and on. I did a little music school after high school, about 1 year, and most of my learning was in bands, club bands, and that kind of stuff.
Thanks for the call, Henry. Thanks for the answers, guys. Let's go and take Lois's call. She's listening to Hitline USA in Florence, South Carolina, listening to 106X. You're on the Hitline, Lois.
Hi.
Hi, Lois.
I was a little nervous. I don't know if this is going to come out right or not, but...
Oh, go ahead.
So are we, Lois.
Huh?
So are we.
I was just wondering how you all came inspired to write Broken Wings.
Go ahead, Rich.
Broken Wings was a lyric that John Lang, who I write with, who we collaborate on the lyrics, brought me. It was inspired by the book by... I can't remember his name. Khalil Gibran, yeah. It's called The Broken Wings, and that was the name of the book, and it's about picking up the pieces of your life and moving forward, and I wrote the melody, and that's how it came about, pretty much.
All right, Lois, thank you. Let's get Jenny's call. She's in Waterloo, Iowa tonight, listening to OK 105.7. Jenny, you're on with Mr. Mister.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jenny.
Okay, I've got two questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is, why has it been so long since your last album?
Well, we felt that we didn't want to just come out with another record just to be another band with material on the airwaves. We wanted to do something that was special for us, and by doing that, we believe that it will be special for other people. So the album took as long as it took because it took as long as it took. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, you know, the songs are very personal, and it took a lot of thought, and so it just is now time for us to do it.
Plus, we were on tour for quite a while before then, so...
All right, Jenny, you had another part to your question there, too? Jenny?
Going to tour again.
Oh, when are we going on tour? We're going to Europe at the end of October, Australia and Japan, and then the United States in the beginning of the year. Something like that.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Now hanging on is Susan in Milwaukee, listening to 94 WKTI. You're on with Mr. Mister.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's a lot better talking to you on the phone than listening to you talk on TV.
Yeah.
Much more intimate.
Okay, I was wondering if you think that the experiences of Pages and your first album, My Wear the Face, helped you become a success with Welcome to the Real World.
Well, certainly it all is helpful. You know, as long as you can get in there and make music, it's going to be helpful. We sort of, by our failures, learned what not to do, and we learned to get better and better at our craft. So for us, it was a long road, and I guess it was well worth it because we've learned a lot in the process.
Thanks for the call, Susan. That was Richard Page responding, by the way. Time now for the newest from Mr. Mister. This is their new single.
This is Hitline USA, and you got it. The brand new song from Mr. Mister called Something Real, Inside Me, Inside You. Now, just when you thought Hitline USA couldn't possibly top itself, it does. A little later on, we've got another track from Mr. Mister's new album, Go On. But right after this, we'll be back to put you on live with Mr. Mister at 1-800-53-PEPSI. So let's do it.
Hey, man, what you drinking?
Do not accept any cheap and trashy substitutes. You found the one and only Hitline USA. Just for you tonight, we've got special guests, the one and only Mr. Mister.
To make that the four and only Shadow, Richard Page, Steve Ferris, Steve George, and Pat Mastelotto. We've also got Joseph holding on the line from Schenectady. He catches the hit line on Hit Radio 99. Joseph, my man, you're on with Mr. Mister.
Greetings to Mr. Mister.
Thank you. How you doing, Joseph?
Very good, thank you. This new song, Something Real, it seems to be very impressive. I feel it will be a very good success. The words, Inside You, Inside Me, I guess you have them subtitled. Mm-hmm. Why these words? What is the special meaning you want to signify through these words to this song?
Well, I guess that the idea is that inside each one of us lives each one of us. It lives all of us, if you can grasp that. I mean, that is pretty much what we're trying to convey, that we all come from the same place, and we all are one, if we can just figure that one out and realize it. It's a very simple kind of statement, and that's what the song is.
Very good.
All right, Joseph, thanks for the call, man. We've got Danny next in Orlando, Florida, listening to BJ 105. Go ahead, Danny. You're on with Mr. Mister.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Danny.
First of all, I wanted to tell you guys that song, Broken Wings, is like one of my ultimate favorite songs. And if my girlfriend Tracy knew that I was talking to you guys right now, she'd just flip.
Oh,
say hi to her for us.
Okay, I want to know, okay, I have two questions. What was the meaning behind Kyrie, or what does it mean, and whose idea was Kyrie, the song?
Kyrie is Greek. It means Lord. Kyrie eleison means Lord have mercy on us. It's from the Catholic Mass, believe it or not. And we're actually not the first band or pop band to use that word. There was a Kyrie by the Electric Prunes in the late 60s. Pretty obscure album, although I used to listen to it. I know Pat did too. You remember that record. But basically, it's a real positive song. It's a prayer, really. I mean, it's not to invoke any particular religious dogma. It's just for each one of us to feel good about. And what was the other question?
This one's for Richard Page. I was wondering if you had ever done any acting, or if you were like interested in acting.
Oh, I don't know. Just peripherally, I guess. I'm not really pursuing it, but if something happened like that, I'd probably enjoy it.
Are you a talent scout, Danny? Apparently not.
Let's move on to what we got. Jimmy in Fresno. He's listening to KYNO 96 FM. You're on with Mr. Mister. Go ahead.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
What was it like making your first video?
It was very boring. If you want to know. When you make videos, you sit around for a long time, and there's a lot of other people doing a lot of things. It's a real busy time, but generally for us, we sit and wait.
Trying to get that bird to fly down onto the pew, it took literally a whole day to get that.
Never work with animals.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Jimmy. Let's go to Houston, Texas. Listening to Power 104 KRBE is George. You're on with Mr. Mister.
Yeah, hello. How y'all doing?
Good, George. How you doing?
Hi.
I'm just fine. I just want to ask you, when you record a song or when you write, do you all get it together, or you're just doing it individually?
When we write or record?
Writing or both.
Writing is usually a few of us get together, or one of us will come with an idea to the other guys, or
We might get some together in rehearsal, maybe.
yeah, something like that. But recording, we usually we lay down a sketch track with everybody playing usually, and then we go back and we listen to it and see what's wrong with it. And sometimes I'll repair a bass line, or Steve will redo a keyboard part. But that's usually how we lay it down, don't we, guys?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah. Sure.
Agreement.
All right.
It's Sunday night. Do you know where your misters are? Who writes this? Well, we do. They're right here on Hitline USA. I'm Brenda Ross.
I'm Shadow P. Stevens, along with each and every member of Mr. Mister. They are right here ready to talk to Catherine, who is listening to Q99 in Idaho Falls. Catherine, you on the Hitline, baby.
Hi.
Hi, Catherine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I think you guys are so cool.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
My question was, what do you do when you're not making records or on tour?
Take vacations.
Who said that?
Actually, we just found out Brenda got back from Hawaii. Steve and I were in Hawaii vacationing. So, yeah, he's right. We do vacation. But
I went to Bakersfield.
I stayed home.
The homie is Pat, by the way.
I think we have varied interests. I don't know. I kind of like, I'm sort of a closet athlete. I'd like to think of myself as some kind of something or other.
Oh, you're
Some kind of
good.
sports guy, you know?
Looking good, Richard. Looking good.
But,
All right.
but I'm not really.
You're not real?
No.
Okay, we'll take your word for it. Let's get the next call from Rosa in Merced, California, listening to 1480 KYOS. Rosa, you're on with Mr. Mister.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Rosa.
How you been?
Great.
First of all, I want to tell you, I think you guys are terrific, and I would like to ask you, what was the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you on stage or on concert?
The most embarrassing
Most embarrassing thing.
Pat, why don't you field that one?
This is it. I don't know an answer.
Gee, I can't think of one.
Gee, that was the time all the power went out in concert one time. We could use that one.
Yeah, that was it.
The time Steve got stuck in an elevator.
Hey, that was
We're leaving
embarrassing.
the
I wish we had a better one for you, but well, maybe something will happen this tour. I don't know.
Well, I want to hear about the hard times when you were forced to eat popcorn and macaroni and cheese.
Oh, you know about that. Huh? That wasn't embarrassing. That was survival.
That's real life.
Okay, let's move on. Let's take Betty's call now. She's listening to 96 STO in Evansville, Indiana. You're on the Hitline, Betty, with Mr. Mister.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Betty.
Ready?
My question is, what kind of family support did you have when you were growing up?
This is Steve Ferris. I had great family support. My parents were really into what I was doing and always encouraged, they were the kind of people that just encouraged figure out what you want to do and stick with it. But my voice is changing right now. So
He'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you on
When he
that.
gets out of puberty.
Don't go into radio.
Yeah, that's it.
I had a similar situation with.
What, your voice is?
Yeah. And my mom is a vocal music teacher, and she still plays pretty good piano, and they've always been very supportive of me, whatever I decided to do.
That was Steve George, by the way.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Oh,
Richard
yeah,
Page's
I think
parents.
we're all the same. I mean, we're fortunate to be able to grow up in an environment where parents were supportive. That certainly goes for me. I know my mom and dad are driving up to Oregon right now, so hi, Mom and Dad, how are you? Thanks for supporting me. Bye.
All right, we've got Robert hanging on up down in Augusta, listening to 104.3 WBBQ. Go ahead, Robert. You were on with Mr. Mister.
I wanted to say I really love that new song, and I'm looking forward to buying the new album.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert.
I wanted to ask you, what are some of the bands you've been involved in, and do you find it difficult when joining a new band to get accustomed to each other's individual styles?
Well, which one do you want to answer that?
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
jumping in.
This is Steve Ferris. God, what bands have I been in? I think all of us have been in about 1 million bands from the time we were in high school till now, and club bands, and we've been sidemen with other more known artists and things. Yeah, I think when you play with a lot of different people, that's when you really learn a lot of things. You can get stale playing with the same guys all the time, and if you keep moving around with other talented people, you pick up a lot of what they do, and you always learn off of each other.
That's why we're starting a new band tomorrow. None of us will be involved in this because we're getting sick of each other. We're all stale.
Exactly.
Speaking of other people, Richard, I believe, you were involved with some session work with some major people.
Well, yeah, Steve George and I did a lot of things together.
Like James
a lot of people,
Ingram,
James Ingram,
Molly Hatchet.
Donna Summer, Al Jarreau, Kenny Loggins, and a lot of people.
Very impressive. Okay, let's take another call. Let's go to Dayton, Ohio, listening to Z93 is Tim. You're on the Hitline, Tim.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tim.
How are you?
Good.
I was wondering how long it takes you guys to make a record.
This record clocked in at about 5.5 months, I think.
That was 5.
5? Okay.
Right on the
Right
nose.
on the money.
5 from beginning to end.
Okay.
Not counting.
Not including writing the songs ahead of that. and
Right. Yeah, the
pre-production
actual
stuff.
recording took 5 months.
Recording and mixing.
And
And
re-recording.
we had a lot
Took
of
about 5 months.
deli sandwiches.
Do we have a consensus? 5 months?
I think it's 5 months.
5 months. Okay, great,
Okay.
great.
Now we know for sure. Mike is in New York City listening to the Z100 tonight. Go ahead, man. You're on with Mr. Mister on the Hitline.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Good.
Hi.
Steve,
Which
wait a
Steve?
minute.
Which
We were
one?
both there. We were both there.
It's going good, though.
First I want to tell you guys are my favorite band.
Thanks, Mike.
Great.
I'm a guitarist myself. I was just wondering, what's your main guitar and amp setup on tour?
Well, I use some different guitars. I use a Charvel Strat, and I use a Valley Art Strat. I use, I won't get into it in too much detail, it'd take a long time, but I use a custom rack that's computerized, made by a guy named Bob Bradshaw, and I use a Fender amp and a Jim Kelly amp and a Marshall.
All right, thanks a lot.
You bet.
Bye.
All right, thanks, man. Our number is 1-800-53-PEPSI. And Mr. Mister is here taking your calls on Hitline USA, so get on the line.
And now, it's time for another play-by-play from Burger King.
Each and every Sunday night, Hitline USA is here to put you on live with the hottest acts in the music business. And tonight is no exception because we have Mr. Mister right here.
She's Brenda Ross. I'm Shadow P. Stevens, and we are taking your calls at 1-800-53-PEPSI.
This is 92 Pro FM.
Mr. Mister is our guest on Hitline USA tonight. We got another call here. Here goes, Brenda.
Okay, let's do it. Lori's on from Omaha, Nebraska, listening to Sweet 98. You're on the Hitline with Mr. Mister.
Hi, Lori. You there?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Hi, Lori.
What's on your mind, Lori?
Wondering, what's your favorite all-time Mr. Mister song?
What's our favorite? Maybe we should ask you that.
Okay.
What is it?
Well, I don't know. There's so many of them.
I don't know. It sort of changes for me. It's kind of hard to. It's sort of embarrassing to say which is your favorite. You know. Well, okay, I'll say it. There's a song on our new record called "Dust" that I like a lot. It's my current favorite. What about you guys?
I like the song Black White on the last album a lot. Steve Ferris. Omaha, eh? What area of Omaha are you calling from?
I'm from Fort Wayne. I guess
Oh, okay. They got you mixed
close.
up then.
That's close.
I'm from Indiana.
I like Stand and Deliver on our new record.
That was Pat, by the way. And Steve George?
I like that last song, The Border. It's one of my favorites, but I have quite a few.
But then Talk the Talk is probably the best.
Hard Day's Night is really good, too.
And about a year and a half ago, Mr. Mister went to the top of the charts with this song.
That's Kyrie, Mr. Mister on Hitline USA. Thanks, guys. Richard, Pat, Steve, for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Brenda.
Shadow.
Thanks, Shadow.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been great. Now I want to remind everybody listening to be here next week, and we'll put America on live and direct with Tina Turner.